Hello students, good morning. Hello everybody. Welcome back to my class. This is Pradeep sir with another session of volume and surface area from class 8 mathematics. Volume and surface area of solids. We have solved problems related to cubes, cuboids and cylinders. Their volume, their lateral surface area, their total surface area. Okay. So we have done plenty of sums, we have solved plenty of sums, and I hope the concept about this topic, this chapter, is very much clear to you. Now this is the last session of this chapter. Today I will show you some different kinds of problem which generally are given in the exam. You will find those questions in the exam papers. So let me start with the first question. The question is five equal cubes, that means their edges are same, are uh, placed adjacent to each other. Five cubes are placed adjacent to each other. So what will happen? You will get a new shape, new solid, that will be a cuboid. The resulting solid will be a cuboid. We have to find the total surface area of that cuboid, and as well as the volume of the cuboid. Now let me draw the diagram so it will become more clear. First of all, the question: five cubes, five equal cubes, rather five equal cubes each of edge 5 centimeter are placed adjacent to each other, adjacent to each other, find number 1 volume, number 2 total surface area of the resulting cuboid, okay. So there is a cube whose age is 5 centimeter. There are 5 cubes. The length of all the edges are 5 centimeter each, and there are 5 cubes in all. They are all placed side by side. So what will happen? So here, as you can see, 5 cubes are placed side by side, adjacent to each other, whose what will be the total length of this cuboid? Actually, when these 5 cubes are placed side by side, adjacent to each other, then as you can see from the diagram, a cuboid is formed, whose length will be the sum of length of all the 5 cubes. So it is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, that is 25 centimeter. But the width, that is the breadth, will remain same, as well as the height will also remain same. Okay. So length of the cuboid so formed equals to L equals to 25 centimeter, breadth B equals to 5 centimeter, and height H is equals to 5 centimeter. It is clear from the diagram also. As you can see, the length is 5 times the length of each cube, but the breadth and the height are same. Okay, now we have to find the volume. Question number 1, volume equals to L into B into H, that is 25 multiplied with 5 centimeter cube. So it is 625 centimeter cube. Clear? Okay. Now the total surface area. Total surface area equals to twice length LB plus BH plus LH. Sorry, yes. Total surface area is twice length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length. So length is 25 into breadth is 5 plus breadth is 5, height is also 5 plus length is 25, height is 5. All these are centimeter square. So 25 multiplied by 5 is 125. 5 5s are 25 and 25 5s are 125 centimeter square. So it is 275 multiplied by 2, that is 550 centimeter square. This is the answer. So we have got the answer of both the questions. So from the given information, we have calculated the length, the breadth and the height of the cuboid. Then using the formula, we can calculate the volume, and using the formula also, we can calculate the total surface area. Understood? So in this way, this type of sum where there is a transformation of shape is taking place, we can solve the problem. It is my advice, whenever you are going to solve a problem related to this volume and surface area, try to draw the figure. After drawing the figure, the things will become much more clear to you. Okay, then you can solve any problem related to this. Okay, so this is one type. Now let me solve one more problem. The question is the ratio of total surface area, the ratio of total surface area to the lateral surface area of a cylinder whose radius is 1 20 centimeter, and actually the question is find the ratio. Find the ratio of total surface area to the lateral surface area of cylinder whose radius is 20 centimeter and height is 60 centimeter and height is 60 centimeter. Okay, so a cylinder the height is given as 60 centimeter and the radius r is given 20 centimeter. We have to calculate the ratio of lateral surface area to the total surface area. Now radius r is equals to 20 centimeter, height h is equals to 60 centimeter. So lateral surface area means here the curved surface area. Lateral surface area equals to 2 pi r plus h. Sorry, it is 2 pi r h. It is only curved surface area. And total surface area equals to 2 pi r plus h. We know this formula. We have done it earlier also. Lateral surface area, that is the curved surface area of cylinder, is 2 pi r h and the total surface area is 2 pi r plus h. Okay. Now we have to find the ratio between these two. So required ratio. Okay, first of all let me divide it. So 2 pi r h upon 2 pi r plus h. Let me take the lateral surface area as LSA and the total surface area as TSA. I am writing in short. So LSA by TSA, that is lateral surface area by total surface area. We can cancel these 2 pi and r. 2 pi r. So here we are getting h upon h r plus h. Now h is 60, r is 20, h is 60. So it is 60 upon 80. By cancelling, we got the result as 3 upon 4. Therefore, required ratio equals to 3:4. That is the answer. Okay. So no calculation is required. Only the use of technique. We don't have to put the values of 2 pi r h and 2 pi r plus h, because during the calculation most of these values are being cancelled. Only a simple part is left where we can put the value and calculate and find the answer. Okay. So this type of sum where related to ratio is very important. You must solve few more problems of this type. Okay. Now this is the last question. The ratio of radii of two cylinder is 2:3. The ratio of radii of two cylinder is 2:3. The ratio of radii of two cylinder is 2:3, and the ratio of their height heights is 5:3, the ratio of their volume. So find the ratio of their volumes. Okay, understood the question? The ratio of radii of two cylinders is 2:3 and the ratio of their heights is 5:3. We have to find the ratio of their volumes. Okay, so first of all, let me take the radius of the first cylinder as R1 and the second cylinder as R2. Let R1 and R2 be the radii of the two cylinders and H1 and H2 respectively be their heights. Since the radii are given in terms of ratio and the height are also given in terms of ratio, so let R1 equals to the ratio of their radii is 2:3, so let R1 is 2x and R2 is 3x. Similarly, the ratio of height is also 5:3. Therefore, let H1 is equals to 5:3. So this time I cannot take 5x. It will be something else because the x is the constant of the first ratio. So I am taking y as the constant of the second ratio. So both the heights, both this term 5:3 will be multiplied with the constant y. So H1 is 5y and H2 is 3y. Okay. Now the ratio of their volume. So volume of first cylinder by volume of second cylinder equals to, I am writing here, pi r square r1 square h1 upon pi r2 square h2. So this pi will be cancelled. R1 square, R1 is 2x, so 2x multiplied with 2x, and h1 is 5y divided by R2 square, R2 is 3x, so 3x multiplied with 3x, and h2 is 3y. So all these constants will be cancelled. X, y are cancelled. So we are getting the answer. 2 2s are 4, 4 5s are 20. 3 multiplied with 3 multiplied with 3, that is 27. So we have got the ratio as 20 upon 27. Therefore, required ratio equals to 20:27. So this is the answer. Okay, I hope you have found this problem very easy for you. So in this type of sum, where ratios are involved, calculation is not required at all because most of the things are cancelled at the last step. So don't go for putting the values and calculating the volume at the beginning. Just write it in the form of the formula, keep it like that, and then the things will be cancelled. So that's all for the class today as well as the chapter. We have finished the chapter. We have solved many problems, and I hope you go through all these problems from the very first day of this chapter till date, and I hope after going through all these problems your concept will be totally clear, and then you will get enough confidence to solve any problems related to this chapter. Okay, so try to solve few more problems from other sources like the exam papers. Other books are also there. other than our textbook, that is NCERT. So solve problems from there and try to do the sums by yourself. And I am confident enough that you will be able to solve any problem of this chapter. Okay, so that's all. We'll return back with a new chapter and in the next session. So till then, goodbye and have a nice day and stay safe at home. Thank you.